in that video, the two firearms that Akeem Robinson was holding, do you recognize those?
Yes.
Whose firearms who do they belong to?
Ksoo.
Were they real firearms?
Yes.
Did he typically use fake guns in his music video like that?
No.
After the murder of Charles McCormick on January 15, 2020, did you ever see Hakeem with that black AR style rifle pistol again?
No.
Are you aware of a dash cam video that recorded the murder of Charles McCormick in this case?
Yes.
Have you seen that video?
Yes.
Clock in. Black Gotta just walked in. Team Black Gotta stand up, man. Yo, we back with another video of Ksoo and ATK Scotty. Now, so far, we've seen a lot from day 1, day 2, and day 3 of ATK Scotty and Ksoo's trial. And when I say in some points it could be looking good, then the next points it looks crazy. It looks so crazy to the point where I can't even believe it's real. But I can assure you guys, this is real. The complexity of this case has been increasing every single day to the point where we don't know what's going to happen next. I predicted day 5 would be one of the most craziest days. And from the looks of it, I may have been accurate, because day 4 is so crazy to the point where we know day 5 is just going up another level. It's like they got something surprising to show us every single day. So far, we've been seeing things like Scotty and Ksoo denying even being in the location where the crimes occurred at. But we also been seeing situations occur to the point where it's making it so difficult for Scotty to deny he was there, when one, the person who was allegedly there with him is admitting he was there, and 2, his DNA being found there, and just 3, I'ma just say, boy, you're a little bit too hot out here, you need some milk, because like they are making it extremely impossible for him to deny even being there. And Ksoo on the other end, when it comes to people describing him and like his height, his weight, and just even the face that they seen running away from the crime, nobody can actually pinpoint Ksoo as actually being the suspect in none of these situations. When it comes to Ksoo being identified, up until this day, it's been hard to do that. But I think day 4 will change a lot of things. Now, we have some star witnesses for the day. One of those people is a phone analyst in the FBI counterintelligence divisions. 2, we have a detective that's testifying as well from the computer forensics division. And 3, but last but not least, we have Ksoo dad. You guys know what we do here. We look over what I feel is the key moments of the trial date, and I think you guys should watch until the end. Ksoo has to be the only one out of all 3 of them that doesn't have a bucket of evidence against him. The phone analyst during cross-examination admitted he can't prove who had the phone. The only thing he can prove is the location where the contacts was being made.
I reviewed some data sessions. I did it on the stand during the direct examination. So I've looked at the data sessions, but I didn't particularly, my job is to provide location analysis with the CDRs.
So
I don't know if I did or not.
So you would not be testifying at all that there was a data session at around 11 a.m. for my client's 1595 phone number where he's making an Instagram call?
No, I'm not testifying to that. In fact, if it's the same one we looked at where there was a 5-hour period, which I think it was, then there was no data session in the records.
All right, so that would reflect that somebody was not making any Instagram calls during that time period, specifically around 11 a.m.
There would be no data, no, there's no data sessions.
What about the 9583 number? 478-305-9583. You plotted that, correct?
I did.
In your review of those records, the call detail records are a very small period of time, correct?
You mean that I mapped?
That you were provided?
Yes, sir.
Was there any indication in there, the records that you received, all the stuff that you received from the state, allowing you as the expert, the FBI expert, to say who that number belongs to?
No, again, I don't try to place phones in people's hands.
You have no testimony for this jury that that phone, the 478-305-9583, that phone in any way connects to my client, Mr. Robinson, correct?
I don't know who the user of that phone was, no, sir.
But there's nothing within there, sort of like If you were to review my call detail records and you see phone calls with Miss Kawas, phone calls with Father DeCoste, Mother DeCoste, you'd be able to come to a determination it's consistent with it being Chris DeCoste's phone, right?
If I had all the records and then I subpoenaed all the rest of the subscribers on there and then I analyzed all of those things, I maybe could infer through logic that I saw a call to your mom, a call to your brother, a call to your daughter, a call to your job, and say that might be a likely phone for someone. But I don't have any of those records, and I did not do that in this case.
All right, now that we could clearly see that the detective cannot pinpoint who actually was using that phone, but he knows that that phone was used, which I feel like Ksoo's attorney was asking some real valuable questions, and as a matter of fact, they literally make everything that's put towards Ksoo seems untrue, even if it's so hard to believe it's untrue. It's like they're doing such a good job at cross-examining people on the stand. It's crazy to me. I know it could become overwhelming for the people who's up there believing they're telling the truth, and the truth that they believe they're telling kind of seems like a lie the way they being cross-examined. Now we got a detective from the computer forensics division who's testifying about certain posts Ksoo put on his page. Now we understand the phone could be kind of difficult to connect to him. It would take people close to him like his dad and Barnes to actually admit that those phone calls and those Instagram messages was being made to them from Ksoo. So that's the way they could use to tie Ksoo to those phone calls and those video messages. But when it comes to his Instagram page, I feel like the detective from the computer forensics division information is quite strong, because it's like, how could you even deny that your Instagram is your Instagram page? Because they're using posts from Ksoo's Instagram page to prove that he was posting stuff that kind of makes him look guilty of the crime that did happen.
And then here we have a login for the username Ksoo23x.
Yes, that's correct.
With that email account, so8198442@yahoo.com.
Yes.
And then here, associated with the Instagram account, it says for booking features, contact @Hop CEO Manager.
Yes, correct.
And that's that Instagram account we saw earlier that's signed into this phone.
Yes, it is.
In addition to contact logs, communications between parties, are you also able to search for photographs?
Yes.
And in this instance, did you find a saved photograph on the 866-2370, a saved photograph?
Yes, I did.
So on 37, can you explain to the jury what this is?
So this is a screenshot of an Instagram post. It was saved to this device on March 30th, 2020 at 6:57 p.m. It's already been corrected for Eastern Daylight Time in this case.
And the content of the saved, it says Ksoo23x here at the top?
Correct. So that's the account that it was posted under, and then the caption, RIP Big Brother, you know I stood on all 10 about you, and then don't speak on Willie, and then been a year.
Now, based on this, do you know if that's the day that the Instagram post was made, or if that's just the day that the screen capture was taken?
That's just the date that the screen capture was made.
And just like they have those concerning posts from Ksoo that was screenshotted on the phone, they also have the messages of Dominique Barner contacting Scotty and Ksoo's brother about McCormick being home the day he was killed.
You were asked to look for messages with 702-918-4911,
Yes, correct.
specifically on December the 28th of 2019.
Correct.
Can you explain this page?
So these are text messages on that date between the 904-624-3684 phone number and the 702-918-4911 phone number. These were sent between 1:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 3:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. And the content,
The
inwards at the house?
inwards at the house, the user of this phone, the 3684 number, asks who, and then the 4911 number says McCormick, and then the 3684 number replies okay.
All right, now is where we get to the most important part of day 4, which is Ksoo's dad. From what I observed through this whole little encounter of Ksoo's dad on the stand, I could see he was so emotional doing what he's doing, but this whole thing could be confusing, because on one hand you feel like, man, The dad kind of was assisting his son in doing these things and was actually with it. And then on the other end, you like, okay, the dad was assisting and doing these things, but he could have changed his life. He could be wanting better for not only himself, but Ksoo and his other children. He could be doing this really out of changing. But through the cross-examinations we about to witness in this video, you will clearly see that, man, Ksoo's lawyers ain't making it too easy for Ksoo's dad. It's making it look like he knew what he was doing. And I want you guys to remember as well, guys, Ksoo's dad main objective is to not be charged as a principal. And we're gonna get deep into that into these next couple of clips, because him being charged as a principal, that's his life right there. The minimum is life for being charged as the principal to these crimes. But he's avoiding that by testifying, which can ultimately have Ksoo's dad coming home real soon and being able to walk these streets real soon. And I could say Ksoo's lawyers did not make it easy for his dad. Not only for him to actually sit there, look his son in the eye and tell on him, but it didn't make it easier for him as well on his part, trying not to be charged as principal. They're trying to prove that Ksoo's dad knew what he was doing before he did it, but right now he's trying to claim he didn't know nothing. He kind of got hit by surprise, but they do have some compelling evidence against him. But that's what we about to watch right now. First off, we about to see Ksoo's dad's story about what took place the day he picked up Scotty and Lil Buck from a home invasion that they did after the killing of McCormick.
Turning your attention back specifically to January 15, 2020, did you get asked for help that day?
Yes.
And how did you get asked for help?
Well, I was asked to give somebody a ride, give Scotty a ride.
And who asked you specifically?
Abdul Jr.
And how did he get in touch with you to ask you that?
He called me.
Did he call you one time or more than once, do you recall?
I think he called me more than once.
When you spoke to Abdul Jr., did he tell you why Leroy Whitaker needed a ride?
No.
Do you know what area of town or Leroy Whitaker was in that you needed to go pick him up?
Say that again?
How did you know where to go pick Leroy Whitaker up?
Abdul Jr., he sent me a pin drop, a location.
What area of town did that take you to?
Arlington.
Was it a business area, a residential neighborhood?
Residential area.
When you went to pick Leroy Whitaker up, what were you driving?
Dodge Challenger.
And you had your phone number, the 866-2370 number with you?
Yes.
When you drove that Dodge Challenger over there, is that a car that's actually in your name?
Yes.
Prior to picking Leroy Whitaker up that day, did you ever speak to him on the phone?
Yes.
Did you get any information from him as well?
Yes. I called him, and I think the location thing took me past the location, and I called him, asked him where he was at, and he told me what house he was in. It was a car in the yard, a certain car. I can't remember what the car was though.
Do you recall what the name of the road was where you actually went?
On Townsend.
When you were driving on Townsend, did you see any police in the area?
Yes, I seen one police.
Where was that?
Say that again?
Where was that? Where did you see the police?
It was about a block or two from where I picked him up from.
Now, when you got to the correct location, what did you do?
Well, I pulled in the yard and I called Scotty, asked him, where they was at.
Now, you said you pulled into the yard. What was at that location? Was that a home?
Yes, it was to the house.
Did you recognize that home?
No.
Did you have any idea who was living there?
No, I didn't.
Did Leroy Whitaker come out immediately?
No.
As you waited, did you reach out to anyone?
I reached out to Scotty, and I got a little impatient, and I just asked him like where he at when he coming. He told me they was coming.
Did you reach out to anybody else?
Yes, I called my son, Abdul.
What was the purpose of contacting your son, Abdul Jr.?
I just wanted to know where they was at, what was taking so long.
Do you recall if that was a phone call or a communication by a message? Do you have any idea? I know it was 5 years ago.
I can't quite remember.
Eventually, did Leroy Whitaker come out of the home?
Yes.
Was he by himself?
Nope.
Who was with him?
Butter.
And when Leroy Whitaker and Butter, Dominique Barner,
Yes.
when they both came out, how were they acting? How were they walking?
I mean, I would say a little urgent.
Do you recall what either one of them was wearing?
Yes, they had on some pajamas.
Do you remember any details about the pajamas?
Some Mountain Dew pajamas.
Did that look like clothes that you typically would see Leroy Whitaker or Dominique Barner in?
No.
Once they came out, did you let them into your car?
Say that again?
Did you let them both into your vehicle?
Yes.
After they got in, what direction did you drive towards?
Towards Arlington Expressway.
And were there still police in the area?
Well, I only seen that one.
Now, as you were driving away, did you ask them or were you concerned about anybody in particular?
Yes.
Who?
Hakeem.
And why were you concerned for Hakeem?
I know that's his circle of friends.
Was it unusual in your mind for him not to be with them at that point?
Yeah.
Now, as you were driving Leroy Whitaker and Dominique Barner away, did you find out what had happened to Charles McCormick?
Yes.
And you found out the details about who was involved?
Yes.
And did you continue to drive both Leroy Whitaker and Dominique Barner away?
Yes.
And after getting away from that neighborhood, did you make a stop?
Yes.
And where did you stop?
We stopped in Grand Park.
And what was the reason of stopping in that area?
Switch cars.
And were you able to do that?
Yes.
What car did you switch out of?
We got in a white Impala.
Who did the white Impala belong to?
It was my daughter's car, but it was in my name.
Why did you want to switch out of your Dodge Challenger?
I mean, after I found out what happened, we in an orange car, very noticeable.
Did you eventually make it back to your home?
Yes.
And again, that's on Brown Jersey Court.
Yes.
Do you recall around what time of day it was that you made it back to that location, approximately?
I mean, I can't say the exact time. It's like maybe, I can't say the exact time, maybe like 2:30 something up,
In the afternoon.
Yes.
After you got back to your home, did you do anything else to assist either Leroy Whitaker or Dominique Barner?
Yes.
What did you do?
Well, I took the clothes they had on and left with them.
Where'd you go?
I went over there off Kings Road behind Burger King, put them in this fire barrel.
Did you set them on fire?
Yes.
To sit here and watch Ksoo's dad completely tell the full story, how everything went, even going to the back of Burger King to put their clothes in a barrel, picking them up to see them with pajamas they ain't never had before, is just outrageous. How are you going to dispute against these comments that Ksoo's dad just said? It makes it nearly impossible for Ksoo and Scotty's attorneys to cross-examine this. But I can admit, Ksoo's attorneys, they still be finding ways. They be finding ways out of nowhere. Because when I first hear this right here, I assume they are cooked. I assume there is clearly no way you can maneuver around the person who picked everybody up and found out about everything and tell him he's lying. Not only lying, this man is telling on his son. This man is telling on his son and his nephew. How are you gonna sit there and dispute the fact that he's telling the truth or not? It's kind of hard to keep on with the claims that Scotty was never there, Ksoo was never there, it was imaginary other people who was there, when the getaway driver is sitting here telling on them, knowing there's a fact he may still get 20 years for his testimony. He could still be well over his life expectancy, even admitting to just being a getaway driver. If this ain't top tier wildness, you guys, I don't know what is. This is one of the most outrageous cases of 2025 so far. There's not too much you can say to dispute this. Not only did Ksoo's dad tell the story about what took place that day when he allegedly picked up Dominique Barner and Leroy Whitaker, he also admitted to the firearms Ksoo having to being real. And we all know they've been comparing the firearm in the picture of the suspect to the same firearms Ksoo's been holding.
Sir, in that video, the two firearms that Akeem Robinson was holding, do you recognize those?
Yes.
Whose firearms who do they belong to?
Ksoo.
Were they real firearms?
Yes.
Did he typically use fake guns in his music video like that?
No.
After the murder of Charles McCormick on January 15, 2020, did you ever see Hakeem with that black AR-style rifle pistol again?
No.
Are you aware of a dash cam video that recorded the murder of Charles McCormick in this case?
Yes.
Have you seen that video?
Yes.
All right, as you guys just heard right there, the court went to a quick sidebar, and we know what that question was leading up to. This question is leading up to the state asking Ksoo's dad, who was the individual you seen on the dash cam footage that basically showed the shooter? Now, we've been hearing all these talks from day 1, day 2, and day 3 about the height difference between Ksoo and the alleged shooter. We even had people come in with their high-tech equipment showing that the shooter was not really 5'8", like a few witnesses said. And as a matter of fact, the shooter wasn't even 5'10", like a few witnesses said. The shooter was actually around 6 foot. That's what they say. But now, Ksoo's dad is about to answer the biggest question that I believe is the biggest question you can ask of this whole court process. Who is that shooter? And this is how he answered it.
Are you familiar with the way his build was, his physical characteristics?
Yes.
And after January 15, 2020, you became aware of a video recording that captured the murder of Charles McCormick. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you've had an opportunity during the pendency of your case and the discovery to see that that recording.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Did you, when you viewed that recording, recognize the person depicted in it?
Yes.
Who is the person that was captured on the video recording shooting Charles McCormick?
My son.
What's your son's name?
Hakeem.
Oh man, this is so tragic. I could just see the pain in Ksoo's dad's eyes. And not only that, you gonna have the cross-examination of not only Whitaker's lawyer, basically making him feel even worse and telling him he doesn't care about nothing but himself, and he's really just doing this to get himself out of a situation. Then we have Ksoo's lawyer doing the exact same thing. Ksoo's dad mentioned in his court date, this is the hardest thing he ever had to do.
Even though you sat here and testified here today, do you still love your family?
Objection and relevance.
Overruled.
Yes.
Is this easy for you to do?
No, this is the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life.
Judge, I don't have any further questions.
All right, seeing that right there, man, I'm gonna just let me know how you guys feel about that. Do you guys feel that Ksoo's dad was real sincere and this could actually be one of the hardest things an individual would ever have to do? Man, that was tough. But here it goes where it becomes even more tougher. Now we got cross-examination from Scotty's lawyer, and she's making this testimony no easier and basically questioning his love for his nephew and his son by saying he cares about nothing but himself.
You love yourself. Right? Yes or no, sir?
course. Self-love first, right?
Over your children.
That's the law of nature. Love yourself first.
Okay. You're cooperating in this case, correct, sir?
Correct.
This is not your first cooperation, is it?
No,
You've somewhat made a career out of it, have you not?
I wouldn't say career.
Well, you first testified against an officer, Officer Eric Sinclair, back in
Relevance.
Overruled. Back in 1999, right?
Did I do what?
You testified against Officer Eric Sinclair back in 1999.
No, I didn't.
Came forward with information.
Yeah,
The officer evidently didn't take it to trial, correct?
correct.
But your cooperation, your testifying to the federal government caused him to enter a plea, right?
I'm not going to agree with that.
Okay. Well, what you probably will agree with is that your sentence was dramatically reduced, right?
Yeah,
I mean, isn't it true that before you talked to the federal government, what you were facing back in 1999, you could have gotten up to life imprisonment, correct?
yes,
And it was reduced to 10 years, right?
nope.
Substantial reduction?
My time was reduced to 22 years.
How much did you serve?
About 10 years and 3 months, 4 months.
So from life to an ultimate actual serving sentence of about 10 years.
Guess what? It was a law change, and that's how my time got reduced it again.
Well, and your cooperation, sir.
Yeah,
Right? So pretty good deal you made for yourself.
yeah,
You've also worked as a confidential informant for police, haven't you?
yeah,
And you're cooperating in this particular case because it will help you, right?
right.
And you were arrested, I think you told us roughly September of 2020.
September 10th, 2020.
September 10th, it sounds like you remember the exact day,
Yes.
right, sir? I imagine that was an important day to you, correct?
I ain't gonna say important.
Well, it did cause you to be incarcerated, sir, right?
Right,
Where you've remained, correct?
right.
And that was for your involvement in the McCormick homicide, right?
Yes.
When did they hit you with the Rothermel homicide?
2021.
Okay, so in 2020, you're facing an accessory after the fact charge for your involvement in the death of Charles McCormick, right?
Right,
And when they brought you in, you've agreed to cooperate, right?
right,
But that didn't happen until 2022, correct?
right,
That would have been after they put the second homicide on you, right?
right.
Now, in the Rothermel homicide, you're aware that Dominique Varner originally was going to testify against you, right?
Right.
And your involvement in what you pled guilty to as accessory after the fact in the Rothermel killing was that you admit you gave money to Dominique Varner after knowing he had just been involved in the shooting and needed to get out of town.
Yes,
And you're willing to admit that, correct?
yes,
You do not admit, you do not agree with Mr. Varner's claim that you provided a gun and a car to accomplish that drive-by shooting.
right.
Okay? You don't agree with that,
No,
right?
no,
Because based on your knowledge, sir, you understand that if you and I plan to do a crime together, whatever crime, we're both considered principals, right?
yes,
And so you can stay at home. But if you and I agree to do a crime and I do everything, but you help me, you support me, you do something, say some word that actually inspires me, that encourages me to commit the crime, you can be punished as if you did everything I did, right?
right.
But you weren't charged as a principal in the Rothermel killing, were you?
No,
And so you were left with solicitation for murder. I guess you were originally arrested for that charge, right?
yes,
And essentially, you understood that that charge, they were accusing you of trying to entice the murder to happen, right?
right.
But they dropped that charge pursuant to your plea agreement, right?
Well, I think it's gonna be dropped.
I'm sorry?
I think it's going to be dropped.
Okay. You just know you haven't entered a plea to it, sir, right?
Right,
That was not part of your plea agreement for you to enter a plea of guilty to solicitation for murder, correct?
Right.
Only accessory, right?
Yes.
And accessory after the fact, you understand, and you understood before you entered your plea agreement, that that's punishable by up to 30 years.
Yes.
It's clear as day what game they playing right now. They playing the game like, if you tell on him, we gonna make sure you go down too. That's basically what they're doing. Trying to figure out why he wasn't charged as a principal, and not only why he wasn't charged as a principal, why did the case even just drop? When, in our reality, we feel if he did do what you're accusing him of doing, you played a part in it. Why would you not be charged for the crime as well? And this is where Ksoo's lawyer comes in to cross-examine and basically blames Ksoo's dad of making a decision to testify against his son to prevent from being charged as a principal, which in all reality, we all know that's probably what happened, but they want to make this loud and clear in front of not only the jurors, but in front of the judge, because we all know in this situation, if he is agreeing to testify, the bottom decision is on the judge. He's admitting to the crimes he did. He's admitting to the parts he played, the role he played. And Scotty's attorney don't feel like he's fully admitting to the parts he played. And they feeling like he's just telling just enough to get off the hook. But their goal is clearly to make sure if their client gets charged, he gets fully charged of everything he deserves to be charged with as well.
Your community, your family, those people that know you best in this world are in this courtroom right now, right?
I don't think so.
You don't see family sitting there?
Nope.
You don't see Hakeem's mother sitting there?
Oh, yeah, I see her.
Now, of course, she knows you, right?
Yeah, she know me.
A moment ago, you said that you are a two-time convicted felon. And let's jump into the first time. In the year of 2000, you were sentenced to 262 months in federal court, correct?
Yes.
Hakeem was an infant at that time, right?
Yes.
You go away for roughly 10 years.
Right.
Now, you said a moment ago that, well, that you disagreed about cooperation. You got what's called, the government filed a 5K, right?
Yes.
And a 5K specifically is when somebody has provided substantial assistance in the investigation or prosecution of others. You agree with that?
Yes.
But you disagree that you got a reduction because of cooperation?
No, I don't think I disagree with that. She said testifying.
All right. You snitched on other people, you got a reduction, right?
Yeah.
All right. So years later, this case comes along. You get charged in the McCormick case, you get charged in the Rothermill case, and you initially plead not guilty, correct?
Right.
You fight the McCormick case for a period of time, right?
Right.
You have your attorney involved in depositions knowing the facts of the case, correct?
Yes.
And then your attorney comes to you and says, they're threatening to charge you as a principal.
Objection, Judge.
And the grounds?
Privilege communications.
Okay.
For him to waive, Your Honor, not the government to say.
Okay. Well, then I'll leave it to Mr. Abdul Robinson Sr.
There was a point in time when these two murder cases are pending that you learn that the government is now trying to leverage you, threatening you with charging you as a principal in the Rothermill case, right?
Yes.
And that would have meant a life minimum mandatory for you, right?
Yes.
So, you agree, you cave, and astonishingly, for the second time, why is it that you only grow a conscience when you're looking at hefty prison terms?
Objection, argumentative.
Sustained. Just ask a question, Mr. DeCoste, without commentary.
Previous case, you were looking at life, you cooperated to get out of it, right?
Yes.
Once again, you're looking at life, and you decide to cooperate to get out of it, right?
Right.
Now, you're hoping that the recommendation is going to be that you serve, for all of your crimes, only 76 months, right?
I mean, yes.
All right. That's what you have in writing with the government, right?
Yes.
And you've served a majority of that time already.
Right.
So that means that within a short couple of months, maybe 12, you're going to be back walking the streets of Jacksonville.
Yeah.
That was the price of your testimony. Right?
Right.
You had to cooperate and implicate your two sons, but it got you out of custody.
You say implicate them?
You had to point at your sons. Let's back up for a second. At the point in time that they leverage you with life on the Rothermill case, they had already arrested your son and said that he was the one that committed it, right?
All right, we see what's going on, man. The lawyers pretty much know Ksoo and Scotty is in way too deep, to the point where the only thing we can do is make the dad look like a bad person as well. Cause there's not too much you could do to go against the things that not only Butter said, but also what Ksoo's dad's saying. There's not too many things you could say to really go against what they saying. But the lawyers are trying their best to hang in there, stick it through, and kind of make Ksoo's dad look like a terrible person, to the point where they even had a little controversial back and forth during the court.
You break through the police perimeter to pick up Leroy Whitaker and Barner, right?
Come on, man. You exaggerating, man. You know it wasn't no police perimeter, none of that. You exaggerating now.
I'm exaggerating that there wasn't drones and helicopters overhead
How would I know that?
because you were driving to the location.
And I would see a drone in the air?
So we'll agree. All right, let's say the we'll let JSO answer the question whether they had a perimeter and they had hundreds of officers trying to find the shooter that was running through neighborhoods.
You really think I would have went through there if I seen all those police and all that? Or a drone and a helicopter and all that? You think I would have went up in there with my car registered in my name?
You don't want me to answer that question. So why don't you stick to answering my questions and not asking me them?
Now, guys, this was probably one of the most toughest court dates to watch. It was one thing to see Butter go up there and tell on two of his friends, but it was another to see someone's dad and someone's uncle go up there to testify against them. And just to watch how emotional he was through the process made this whole situation tough. And I know it was tough for Ksoo to watch too, and I know it was tough for Scotty to watch too. But after seeing all this, but in real time, the best thing these men could do, man, is pray and hope for the best. This is a tough situation. Me watching this makes me feel like it's nearly impossible for them to overcome these situations. But we can't say the impossible hasn't happened before. It's happened before. I'm just seeing a whole lot of things it's just making it too difficult. And I'm also really interested in seeing how Ksoo's dad is going to be charged, and not only how he's going to be charged, how he's going to be sentenced. His sentencing is something I believe we all want to see, man, because he took the hardest route ever. And for him to take this route and still turn around and get a life sentence would be crazy. But you guys let me know how you feel about it in the comment section below. We can chat about that down there. And I will see y'all on the next video. Guys, we have the verse of the day. Make sure you put WVOTD in the comment section below if this is a verse you needed to hear. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand.